Okay, we start under the line at the base of the pinky on the karate chop point. Even though I still don't have the balance right of what I give outward and what I give to myself, right now I love and accept where I am in the journey. Even though these balances of outer giving and inner giving are complicated for me, right now I love myself. I accept myself. I accept how I'm wired. Even though I'm having a hard time with balancing the outward and inward energies, I love myself and completely accept myself. Let's go to the crown. I really wish this balance thing were obvious. I feel like it could be easy, but it's not. Inner eyebrow. I'm really so tired of depleting myself in the name of love and service. Outer eye. I'm so sick of forgetting myself and leaving myself out of the equation. Under the eye. It's like I never got the memo about a balance of giving and receiving, of giving to others and giving to self. Under the nose. And I have a shitty relationship with saying no. Yes comes too freely. At my expense. Chin point. I hate how I get sucked in by need. If there's a need and I'm able at all, I think it's a yes. Under the clavicle round. I'd like to have more comfort with no. I'd like to not feel mean or guilty when it's no. Side of the ribs. And for two pointed tappers, by the way, it's you can cross your arms over and tap on both sides. That's a nice feeling. I'd like to say yes to myself a little bit more. I'd like to raise the bar for what's a yes for others. I'd like to be free of guilt and obligation in the reckoning. Okay, we're going to go to the crown and reach for better feeling thoughts. I really just want this to feel better, and I think it can. Inner eyebrow. I like the idea of giving from a full well. Outer eye. Really replenishing my batteries, recharging. Under the eye, upper cheekbone. I'd like a different criteria for my service than need. Under the nose. Right now, I acknowledge the endlessness of needs on planet Earth. Chin point. It was never my job to fix it all. And I really love that I want to contribute. Under the clavicle round. Right now, I acknowledge the beauty of my desire to serve, to contribute, to alleviate suffering, to make things easier for others, to have the groups I care about function well. Side of the ribs, under the arm. And I would like to have equal emphasis on my total responsibility to keep myself well. Crown. Right now, I acknowledge I need to be well to offer energy outward. I need to be tending that energy. Inner eyebrow. Right now, I remember and feel into the difference between giving out of total alignment and giving because I think I have to, or something's not going to be okay if I don't, or I'm a bad person if I don't. Outer eye. I want to stop believing that just because I can means I have to. Under the eye, upper cheekbone. I'd like to trade that for something more self-honoring. Under the eye. I mean, nose, body parts. I'd like to be more connected to guidance for my yes and my no. Chin point. I want to say yes when it's actually aligned for me to say yes. I have the capacity. I'm tending myself properly and taking responsibility for that. Under the clavicle round. And I give out of fullness. Out of guidance, not obligation or guilt. Out of joy. Side of the ribs. I love the idea of right timing. I want to get really okay with now it's yes, now it's no. Now I stay longer, now it's time to go. I want to follow that in the moment. Crown. Right now, with no self-attack whatsoever, I acknowledge the hubris, the arrogance, the out of alignment aspect of thinking I'm always the one who should say yes. Inner eyebrow. Right now, I acknowledge that giving and receiving are not in balance if they're not both happening. Outer eye. Right now, I want to acknowledge that I give the best service from a place of alignment and wellness and feeling solid in my yes. Under the eye, I really want to love resentment. I want to love how it flags for me that I'm giving too much. Under the nose, I don't want to stay there. I don't want to live in resentment. Don't want to make a case for it. Chin point. I want to follow its guidance back to boundaries, back to excellent self-care, back to beautiful self-honoring. Under the clavicle round. And then when I give, it's really in love. Free of resentment. Free of any toxicity or heaviness. Side of the ribs. I like the idea of self-love. I like the idea of taking responsibility for myself and my well-being. I'm honestly just never going to lose track of service and giving outward. So we'll finish on the crown. Right now, I commit to finding those balances. It's okay with me that that's an ongoing journey. I accept that. Balances are not fixed. And I have guidance. I actually know when I'm well and when I'm not. I'm going to pause before I ever say yes, even the obvious yeses. I'm going to pause. I'm going to start with an internal no and step over to yes if my guidance system shows me that's right. All right, let's drop our hands down, one cupped into the other, and breathe and feel. Drop everything down. Notice if there's anything that you want to give more work to later. And then come back first to yourself and then to the group.